Hello, you beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Another beautiful day. So, what we got on the menu today? Let's talk. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Now, you see, when I do let's talk. Remember when I was telling you guys that about the Spider-Man, about the Avenger situation, Spider-Man and Squaresoft and Sony. Remember when YouTubers came out and told you it was player mechanics. It was player mechanics. It had nothing to do with player mechanics. Spider-Man don't fit in the Avengers. Okay, you can't force something that's not there. Spider-Man don't fit. Okay, he doesn't fit in the Avengers whatsoever. Okay, so because when you play Spider-Man, well, I mean not Spider-Man. When you play the Avengers consist of Captain America, Hawkeye, Vision, Submariner, and Iron Man. Right? Those are the original 5. Okay, Spider-Man was never an Avenger. Okay. It is not Spider-Man and the Avengers. It's Captain America and the Avengers. Okay, so what Sony was doing was dangling Spider-Man on like a carrot on a string. They wanted to add him to the Avengers game so they can have the better version. But like I've been trying to tell you before, Spider-Man don't fit. And when it comes to the Avengers, the order goes like this: Sony's the console manufacturer, Square is the publisher, and Crystal Dynamics is the developer. So you don't look at Crystal Dynamics, you look at Sony and Square. Why? Because of their history since PlayStation 1. Remember, Final Fantasy is what put PlayStation on the map, and Sony and Square had a relationship since then, which transfer over into today's time the way they did with Final Fantasy. They put a 1-year time exclusive on Final Fantasy VII the remake, to where the Xbox players have to wait a year, and then they've made Final Fantasy 16 exclusives to themselves, and then Thea, and I think they changed the name, and now that game, the Xbox fans got to wait 24 months before they can play the game once it comes out. That's what you look at. Spider-Man does not fit in the Avengers. He was never an Avenger. And if you saw the movie, he didn't even fit in the movie. The love affair between him and Iron Man was ridiculous. So Spider-Man and he was never an Avenger. He doesn't fit. What Sony and Square was trying to do was turn the Avengers game into a Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, because Marvel Ultimate Alliance is over at Nintendo, and Disney made a huge mistake by giving Nintendo the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, because you need Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a high maintenance game, and you need a powerful console to run Marvel Ultimate Alliance so you can bring out the story, the details, everything in that Marvel Ultimate Alliance universe. That was Disney's biggest mistake, giving it to Nintendo, because Nintendo don't make powerful consoles. They always come up with excuses, and like I said, they should have stayed with the Wii U. But anyway, Disney made a huge mistake. So Sony don't have Marvel Ultimate Alliance. So now they're trying to put Spider-Man in the Avengers game, and he doesn't fit, which made them hold up the Hawkeye DLC. The Hawkeye should have been playable from day 1, right? And the Spider-Man user base, the Avengers user base is a huge user base. They had about 30,000, but then it dropped down to about 500. So they held up they wanted to put Spider-Man in the game first, then had Hawkeye to it, and a lot of players left. And I bet you a lot of the players left because Hawkeye wasn't in the game. Okay, had nothing to do with no game mechanics. It's just the way they try to slide Spider-Man in the game to try to make him a part of the Avengers crew, but he's not a part of the Avengers crew. Now you can put Spider-Man in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance crew, because Spider-Man was part of that crew since day 1. Spider-Man was never part of the Marvel, was never a part of the Avengers crew. He never was. Okay, so Sony and Square was holding up the growth of the game, and that's why the game was dwindling. And most YouTubers, they came out, they were talking about players, mechanics, player mechanics, player mechanics. They were white knighting for Sony and Square Enix, so they don't put them in a bad light. Okay, so that's why the Avengers game is failing. Okay, Spider-Man don't fit. He doesn't fit. Listen to this. Listen to the article. Listen to this. I'm just gonna read a part of it. It says here, Marvel Avengers Hawkeye add-on has fans concerned about Spider-Man DLC. It says here, Hawkeye is now in Marvel Avengers, and while many are praising Clint Barton's playstyle, one thing is worrying fans about Spider-Man DLC. Let's find out. It says here, Marvel Avengers recently grew a bit larger with the addition of Clint Barton. The original Hawkeye, while Barton may play well and add some much-needed variety to Marvel Avengers, fans have pointed out how he exposed one key issue with the game that could appear in Spider-Man expansion. While Crystal Dynamics has confirmed that Spider-Man DLC is far off, one issue that this version of Peter Parker, sorry about that, could ultimately struggle with has been pointed out by the game's community. One of the things that is integral to adapting the web slinger, whether it be in a film or video game, is his movement. From web swinging to wall crawling, capturing the hero's speed and style is crucial to making him feel good to play as. Unfortunately, some believe that Marvel Avengers, listen to the key statement, some believe that Marvel Avengers does not have the system in place to make Spidey traversal works. What have I been telling you people? Spider-Man don't fit with the Avengers. It's not Spider-Man and the Avengers. It's Captain America and the Avengers. And Spider-Man is trying to take the spotlight from Captain America. That's what's going on here. And that's why Sony's dangling Spider-Man like a carrot on a string to make it look, once they put Spider-Man in the game, they will have the better version of the game. He does not fit. He doesn't fit. Now Spider-Man fits in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance universe. He fits there. But when it comes to the Avengers, that is Captain America's domain. Okay, so he doesn't fit. Okay, and I've been saying this from day one. So Sony they're just trying to do a power move, playing politics, and trying to hold up the growth of the Avengers game by mentioning Spider-Man's name, because of what Sony did with the whole making Spider-Man exclusive to PlayStation, and then on top of that, they don't have Marvel Ultimate Alliance. If they had Marvel Ultimate Alliance, they wouldn't be trying to fit Spider-Man in the Avengers game. But since they don't have it, they try to dangle Spider-Man like a carrot on a string. Here, add him to the game, and then they hold up the growth of the game, and then the user base starts to drop. Like they had a 33,000 user base, and now it dropped down to about between 1,000 and 500. So Spider-Man doesn't fit in the Marvel, doesn't fit in the Avengers game, and this is why the game was struggling. It was because of Sony and Square. Remember, Sony's a console manufacturer, Square is a publisher, and then Crystal Dynamics is the developer. Sony and Square got history. Final Fantasy VII put PlayStation on the map. Sony and Squares are like partners in crime. And I've been saying buddies, bread and butter, peanut butter and jelly, husband and wife, if you want to call it like, if you want to put it like that. But That's what's going on here. He does not fit in the Avengers universe, and he's not a part of the Avengers story. He doesn't fit. So you can't force something that is not there, and that is what's going on with the Avengers. You know, it's because of Sony and Square, and that's like I've been trying to explain to people from day one. You know, that's what I've been trying to tell people. I say, like I told people, I say, don't look at Crystal Dynamics. They're not the problem here. The issue is Sony and Square Enix, formerly known as Squaresoft. That's the problem. Okay, that is the problem. So the Avengers, the Spider-Man don't fit. Spider-Man don't fit. Period. You know, and you're trying to force something that's not there, and that is a waste of time now. Trying to add Spider-Man to the Avengers, it's a waste. They're doing this because Sony doesn't have the Avengers. So that Sony doesn't have Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's why they're doing this. So that's the whole truth behind the whole thing. You know, so when it comes to the Avengers, it's not player mechanics. It is Sony and Square Enix, formerly known as Squaresoft. That's the problem. But anyway, I'm going to leave a link in the description box with this article. Description box. And nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek thing for Dark Side. I'm gone. Peace.